Okay, what are the forces acting on this child here? Obviously, there's the gravitational pull of the Earth, so the weight. And obviously, there's a normal contact force that's upward. Now, is that all there is to it? No, because we know that this child here is going round and round in a circular motion. So if it's going round and round in a circular motion, we know that a centripetal force is required. And these two forces are not in the centripetal direction. So we know the net force must be in the centripetal direction. So we know these two forces must be equal but opposite. But that means there must be a third force, at least a third force that can provide us with the required centripetal force. So what can possibly exert a force on that child there? There's nothing else, right? The only thing in contact with the child is the what do you call this? The turntable, right? The turntable. So the third force must be the frictional force, and it must be directed in the centripetal direction. So there are only three forces acting on the child: normal contact force, weight, and the frictional force. The frictional force is the only force in the centripetal direction. So the frictional force is the centripetal force. The centripetal force is the frictional force. They are the same force. Alright? There's no fourth force acting on the child. I know that many students have trouble accepting why the friction should be in the centripetal direction. So I'll briefly explain that. So let's say this is a turntable, and of course it's spinning round and round, right? The turntable. So I've drawn a blue patch here just to represent a surface on the turntable. And let's say this is the surface of the child's butt, his buttocks. So we know that the child is also going round and round. Alright? But actually, if the child has his way, he would rather just go straight. He doesn't want to go in a circle, he just wants to go straight. But the turntable surface wants to go in a circle. So now you see, there's now a tendency for relative motion because the child wants to go straight, but the turntable wants to spin in a circle. So because of this tendency for relative motion, as far as the turntable is concerned, the buttocks of the child is trying to go outward, right, in the centrifugal direction. That's why the surface of the turntable will exert a frictional force on the child's buttock in the centripetal direction. Okay? So I hope I've explained it well enough. Ta-ta!